Hello there, I'm Echo, and today I've decided to play through Breakout 2000. Made by MP Games, Breakout 2000 released for the Atari Jaguar in 1996, as part of Atari's attempts to revive their arcade franchises, and was later ported to the PlayStation 1 and Windows at some point. It is hard to find information on this game. So that's the history I could find easily, if you are at all interested. So we open the game with me being deafened by the PS1 start sound. And we start the game on an island. Not a good track record considering islands nowadays. And we see these 8 rectangles. Let's meet the crew, eh? First up, we've got the main man, Bouncer. Then we got his girl, Daisy. Goddamn America! The least trustworthy of them all, Battery. Then there's Chip. He's just emergency rations, I guess. And finally, we have Combo. Oh, also there's DJ. We'll almost never see DJ again. I have no idea why he's here. Anyway, these paddles are doing what they do best, playing volleyball. And Battery, you fucking waste of space. You fucked it for everyone. But Bouncer, he's goated, and like a true friend, offers to go get it for them. And then Daisy calls him her hero. And like a hive mind, all the others call Bouncer a great guy. Did they never teach you guys to swim? Now, I'm going to reveal something. I don't like to swim, but the way Bouncer swims here, I now feel motivated enough to do so. It's beautiful. Coming back to the island, Bouncer realized all his friends are gone, and barely searching, he sees Jeffrey Epstein! Wait, no, it's Batnix. You know, Batnix. He's among the top most iconic video game villains of all time. You know, like we got Bowser, Sephiroth, Voss, and Batnix. Anyway, he wants Bouncer's girl, and we won't stand for that, okay? We will stand against Batnix and banish him to the darkest pits of hell as we get electrocuted. I blame you, Battery. So after being shocked, we learned that Batnix took Daisy, so he can take over the world. Wait, how is... Actually, no, I'm not going to question it. Daisy is the key to the universe. So when we cut back to Bouncer, he's getting dragged to jail and thrown in a cell with a picture of Daisy? Okay, either it's common knowledge she's the key to the universe, or Batnix is a stalker because that's clearly from the island we were just on. Anyway, in this cell is where we meet a god, or one of Bouncer's demons, aka... And I have to say, he is the bane of my existence, despite being the reason for this absolute cinema to continue its existence. Anyway, Bouncer does it. Then, because I'm stupid and the game didn't say, Bouncer got mauled by a wolf. As we start this game's first chase segment, where we pelt a wolf with steel balls. Wait, don't take me out of context. Please! No, no, no! Now, after we escape from the wolf, we go from the prison with nice, lush greenery around to the next highly obvious choice, Egypt. Do, 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 do. Now, come close. If you look inside this pyramid, you'll find the rare, mummified Mongolian throat singer. Anyway, we destroy one of the wonders of the world to get to this throat singer, and just like all the others do, the floor turns into a staircase and we go to the tomb where we find our throat singer and he activates ancient Egyptian technology by using his throat game. Moving past the technology that uses lasers to move blocks, we find America locked in a cage and we go to save him as we get shot at with lasers that explode. Twice. Then we shrug it off. What happened to this technology? So we disable the lasers by bringing blocks towards us, because of course we do, and our friend the Mongolian throat singer reveals himself to be a bird. So obviously I kill him because there can only be one, and we freed America. And throw him to the void because I barely used him. Now, we all know around the corner from the pyramids of Egypt, there's a farm that's next to a prison. Just like the Kmart, a couple steps from the Colosseum, that's right next to the British Museum. So we make it to the farm and get rammed by a New Zealander's sex toy. And as payback, we assault them with steel balls. They couldn't throw me in the river because my shoes were too heavy. Now we're off to the barn to play regular Breakout again with a rock. And when we hit these chickens with the rock, they lay eggs that look like the rock. Let's not think too hard about that. And now play Space Invaders with the chickens. Yeah, this is getting weird. Let's just go to the next section. Quickly skipping over to the next section because that was weird. We see Battery stuck in a scarecrow. Then we forget we can swim, so we get on a raft and knock ducks off our raft to get to Battery, and he just jumps out like he was never trapped. And we learn his name is actually Magnus. Let's just go to our next section. Oh, the wolf is back, tracking us from the prison to Egypt to this random farm in the middle of nowhere as we repeat the process of pelting it with steel balls. So, for once, we get a world that makes sense for the last world to be now. We're going from this farm to a castle. Transition music, this is temporary. Transition music may be permanent. We'll see. As we approach the castle, we see a dragon above us, holding up those emergency rations, also known as Chip. And Bouncer looks like he wants to eat him, so I have to satiate this man's hunger before he eats me. Turning around, we find an army standing on this bridge, blocking us off. So we convince them to jump to their death or run away. And after doing so, we enter the castle. After entering the castle, we find a wall that's just there for some reason, being guarded by two soldiers. Trust me, don't question it, or he will get you. This level actually has a gimmick I like, that being these corridors. One bolt goes in, one comes out, and on the other side, one comes out. Oh, also, if you break the wall and send a bowl to the dragon, it comes back on fire, which is cool, I guess. Now, we break down the wall, and we can continue forward. But Bouncer does nothing and just stares as the wall is being rebuilt in front of him. Bouncer, do you realize? Do you realize something? If you just stand there and watch this happen, we'll have to redo this whole adventure in hell, because I will send you there and... Okay, no, that one's on me. I distracted you before you could get past. So now we have to destroy this wall again as it's being rebuilt with an extra layer. But don't worry, we can still kill these innocent workers while they hold a stone slab over their heads. But not if they've already replaced it. Then we can incinerate them with a flaming bowl. So we finally destroy the wall again and we see this man become the Flash without all the public nudity charges. And he throws a cannonball, hitting Bouncer, and they rebuilt the wall again. So we get to tear down the wall again, but now killing people before they throw cannonballs. Or dodging the balls because we miss the people. And getting hit by those balls will make us lose a life because we become slower than that snail chasing me because I chose to become immortal. Now, we tear down the wall for the third and hopefully final time as we chase the dragon up its slide to get Bouncer his lunch. Now, I'm not sure what to call this section, but I need to say, why is square jump? That's all I had on that section. Anyways, we get to the top of the slide to find the dragon and Chip. And once again, Bouncer looks hungry, so we gotta kill this dragon. I kinda like having legs. Now, I actually enjoy this boss fight against the dragon, though it was really simple. Just grab a slab, throw it at the dragon.
Ho ho. Mikatiko no ka. Nigetsu dikono fpita no chikas uid no ka.
Jikatsu kanka teme wo buchi no mi tenain dena.
Ho ho. You aja bunchikas kanaioi.
Dodge fireballs. Anyway, we kill the dragon, and surprisingly enough, Bouncer doesn't instantly eat Chip as soon as they're reunited. Kinda scared what that means for me. Okay, I'm not sure how to transition these anymore. Game go weird, make us go castle to sci-fi factory, bada bing, bada boom. Bouncer sees crates and conveyors and is now starving for them because he didn't eat Chip. This was actually kind of fun, though it was annoying. The game actually puts you on the conveyor belts and moves them, but makes you pick up bowls and throw them at these crates, and the conveyors change strength, pulling you into a pit. Anyway, sadly, that's all I had for that. Next section! In this next section, we enter a corridor and Bouncer finds some buttons that look really important, which only while writing the script did I actually see them. Now, in a display of pure psychic strength, Bouncer uses his telekinesis to open a door and we find pipes in glass boxes. We break the glass boxes and go to another door. Do the same thing and then we do it again but with two pipes to align. I'm not running out of jokes, what are you talking about? So we hit the buttons that are now full of liquid, and hitting a single button with his head, Bouncer opens the door to find Combo behind a wall being guarded by this robot that seems really friendly and... Bouncer, kill that guy. This robot... Wait, no, sorry. This tin skin oil drinking clanker is moving exactly where you are, and he tries blocking the bowl and shoots it back at you if you hit it. And I need to say, this robot was the bane of my existence, and it gives me one of my few gripes with this game. It's so annoying whenever you fail a level, take a listen to the fail sound. I know I could have just not heard this as much as I did by being good at Breakout, but that sound haunts me. He's back. Anyway, when you destroy a layer behind this wire-back ramroach, he comes up to you and... At least we know where the ancient Egyptian technology went. So after breaking the wall down, we reunite with Combo and find out he has a gun on him, which we steal and send Combo to the void with the others. Then obliterate this toaster, which took only 10 seconds, meanwhile it took over 30 minutes to get to that point. Man, I'm bad at Breakout. Now, after the factory, we go to where every 80s to 90s slasher movie went when they couldn't think of where else to take their killers. Space! But first we need to fuel this rocket up with this conveniently placed bunker filled with nuclear waste. Nom. Anyway, we fuel up, I gain a new eye, and we start going to the moon, allowing people that cannot swim to pilot a rocket. And not even 20 seconds after we take off, we prove we can survive the vacuum of space and we fight off a meteor swarm. Which I'm kinda sad I don't have much to say about because it was fun to do. So after some time, we arrive at Batnix's moon base that looks just like him. So this base has a genius defense mechanism I think every country should use. You get these buttons on two sides that you hit with a bowl. When you hit these buttons, that brings up a rocket. You hit the button twice, it launches the rocket with each side going a different direction. One towards the enemy, the other to your government officers. Anyway, that's Batnix's moon base, and we launch a bunch of missiles at him as we've defeated him. But he gets up and tells us to catch him, so we go to get this bitch and see the credits start to roll. That's it. That's Breakout 2000. ATARI betrayed us! Why, ATARI, why? Now, in all honesty, I thought that was the end of the game until the credits finished, where we had one final level waiting for us. Bouncer stops running as we find these corpses turned into a door that slides down to reveal. Shit, what is her name? Daisy! Who's like everyone else and cries through her forehead. You can see a great example if you look at the thumbnail for this video again. So to save his girl, Bouncer jumps on this button that definitely isn't a trap. So it's a trap that explodes Bouncer if he touches the ancient Egyptian technology that displays Batnex's ultimate challenge for Bouncer, original Breakout. Okay, I actually like this for a final boss, though it is a little bugged. Wait. No, I fully went through that. Beating original Breakout, Daisy jumps over to Bouncer and they share a passionate air makeout session in front of Batnix, who's doing his best impression of a toilet before the boys rock up. And we push Batnix into space, where we all know he'll survive because we've seen it in... Okay, so space explodes people now. So with Batnix dead now, we're back on the island with DJ, who apparently never left, and this random clear green guy is here now, as we, surprisingly enough, unlock some post-game content, bonus characters, and challenges. Yeah, this video is long enough, let's go through this quickly. So we can now play as Daisy and DJ without his headphones. So I can only assume this is his twin, JD. Vance. So that was Breakout 2000, or what I played of it at least. And I jumped ahead in the series a little, so I need to go and play Breakout 1 through to Breakout 1999. But before I go do that, here's my thoughts on the game. The game's alright. Is it something to go back to? Probably not. Is it something you should experience at least once? Yeah, I'd say so. Anyways, make sure to drink some water and have a good one.